Good day, viewers. Today's tutorial, I want to teach us on how you can use your 5 fingers to get the trigonometric ratio of these special angles on this board. The ratio offers 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90 degree. How you can use your 5 fingers to get these angles. I want to use my right finger. So using your right finger, you should know that this, your thumb here, is the 0 degree, just like what I drew on the board. I know this is not a perfect drawing of someone's hand, but I know that with this, you can understand what I want to explain. So this is 0 degree. Then this one, you can see there is the 30 degree. Then this one is the 45 degree. Then this one is the 60 degree, and this little one you can see here is your 90 degree. Now there is a formula that we use. This formula is, we say that the trigonometric ratio of any angle, or you say sine, cosine, or tangent of any angle, gives you the number of your fingers. Number of your fingers. Number of your fingers all over 2. That is the square root of the number of your fingers all over 2. Now we will take the second one, but before we take it, I want you to understand that when you want to count sine, I want you to move in this direction. When counting sine, move in this direction. Then when counting cos, move in this direction. I repeat myself. When you want to count sine, move in this direction. When counting for cos, try moving in this direction. Let me use my hand to explain it. When you want to count for sine, move in this direction. When counting for cos, go this way. And we are considering the fingers very close to the one we are talking about. Okay, take for instance, we want to first of all talk about the ratio of this 0 degree. That is, let's go with sine 0 degree. That's the first thing. Remember our formula, the number of fingers over 2. Now look up. This is my finger now. This is 0 degree, as I've told you before. This is 0 degree. Now, is there any other? Remember I said when you're counting for sine, go here. And they are considering the fingers close to the 0 degree. And you are counting towards this direction. So, this 0 degree, is there any other fingers you can see here? Of course, no. There is no finger here. So what I'm seeing here is 0 because 0 is nothing. So we have that sine 0 degree is square root of what? 0 all over 2. Of course, this square root of 0 is 0. So this is sine 0 degree is equals to what? 0. Because 0 over 2 is still 0. So sine 0 degree is what? 0. Now let's move to cos 0 degree. Look at cos 0 degree. Remember I say you are considering this direction. Now this is 0, right? Now the other fingers you can see this side, how many are they? Of course, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 fingers here. So we are considering the 4 fingers, which is square root of 4. Square root of what? We have square root of 4 all over 2. Now what is square root of 4? The square root of 4 gives us 2. So we have 2 over 2. 2 can divide 2. So 2 divided by 2, we have 1. So the cos 0 degree is giving us what? 1. Now let's move to tangent. So please note this one. The tangent is no longer in your hand. So you solve this one out using the formula I gave you, that tan theta is giving you cos theta, is giving you sine theta all over cos theta. So This theta represents an angle. It can be any angle. So we now move it that tan 0 degree is equals, what is sine 0 degree here? Sine 0 degree is what? We have it as 0. Then what is cos 0 degree? We have it as 1. So this is 0/1. Then we'll move to the second one. Then tan 0 degree is equals to 0/1, which means tan 0 degree is equals to 0, because 0/1 is the same thing as 0. So this is equals to what? 0. So let's move to the second one, which is what? Tan, sorry, which is sine 30 degree. Of course, that is the second ratio we have to discuss. And I told you that the 30 degree is this one, this particular finger. So we have to consider the ones before, that is this one before, as if we are, when we are considering sine. So this is the one we are talking about. So this is our 30. So how many fingers can you see here? You're just seeing one, only this one. So remember our formula, we say is what? The square root of number of your fingers over 2. So what is the number of fingers that you can see? I'm saying square root of 1/2. Now square root of 1 is what? 1, which is the same thing as saying 1/2. So sine 30 is giving us 1/2. Now let's move to cos 30 degree. Cos 30 degree. Remember, this is our 30 degree, and when we are counting cos, we are moving in this direction. So how many fingers can you see here? Of course, you can see 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you see it? So we're having square root of 3/2. So what we have here is square root of 3/2. Of course, so cos 30 degree is giving us what? The square root of 3/2. Then the next one, we move to tangent. Tan 30, we are using our formula that sine 30 degree is all over what? Cos 30 degree. What is sine 30? We have it at 1/2 divided by what is cos 30? We have it at √3/2. Now look at this. We are going to change this division sign to become multiplication sign, and in this case, this one is going to change. So what we have is 1/2 times 2 over what? √3. So you know this, we cancel this. We are left with 1/√3. Now, being left with this 1/√3, we're going to rationalize it. So what we have is times √3 over √3. 1 times √3 is giving us √3, and √3 times √3 is what? 3. So the tangent of 30 degree is giving us √3/3. Now let's move to the second one, which is 60 degree. Sine 60 degree. Sine 60 degree. Where do we have, sorry, the next one is sine 45. Where do we have the 45? Of course, the 45 is this. So sine, we are counting this. How many do we have? 1, 2. So we're having square root of 2/2. That is √2/2. So here we have √2/2. Now, the next one is cos 45 degree. Remember, this is our 45. What do we have here? We have 2. 1, 2. Because we are still having square root of what? 2/2. Because they are complementary angles. So this is square root of 2 over what? 2. Can you see it now? So let's now move to tan of 45. You know tan 45 degree is equals to sine 45 degree over cos 45 degree. So that is what we are having. So let's go up and simplify this. What is tan 45 this time? Is giving us what is sine 45? Sine 45 is what? √2/2. Then cos 45 is the same as what? √2/2. So what we have is √2/2 divided by √2/2. So in changing this, we have root 2 over 2 times 2 over root 2. Now this root 2 here will cancel this root 2, and this 2 will cancel this. So what we have is just 1. So tan 45 degree is giving us what? 1. You see it now? So let's move to the next one, which is 60 degree. The next one, which is sine 60 degree. What is, where do we have 60? This is the 60. Of course, sine, we are counting this side. So in sine, we count 1, 2, 3. So what we have is square root of 3 over 2. That is root 3 over 2. So what we have is root 3 over 2. Then what is cos 30 degree? Sorry, cos 60 degree. Cos 60 degree, we are considering this one as the 60 degree, right? So we are counting the side. So how many do we have here? We are having 1. And remember, our formula is what? The square root of the number of your fingers over 2. So we're having square root of 1 over 2. So we have square root of 1 over 2. That is, root 1 is giving us 1 over 2. Are we together? So the next one is to get the tangent of 60 degree, which is tan 60. Do not forget your formula. We have sine 60 over cos 60. Now, what is sine 60? We have root 3 over 2 divided by what is cos 60? We have 1 over what? 2. We are going to change this. What we have is root 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. Now, this 2 is going to divide this 2. We are left with root 3 over 1. We have root 3 over 1, which is the same as saying what? Root 3. We have tan 60 degree is giving us what? Root 3. Now, let's move to the last one, which is what? Angle 90 degree. The ratio of 90. Let's move to the ratio of 90 degree. Now, sine 90 degree is equals, now look up. This is 90 degree. This little one here you can see here is the 90 degree. So we are counting this side. So how many are we having here? Because we are talking about sine. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. So we are having square root of 4 over 2. Do not forget the formula. Square root of 4 over 2, which is the same thing as saying square root of 4 is 2. So this is 2 over 2. When you cancel this out, we are having what? 1. Then the second one is sine cos 90 degree. Cos 90 degree, look at your finger. This is the 90 degree. So what are we counting now? The fingers here. Of course, you cannot see any finger here. So we're having square root of 0 over 2. So this is square root of 0 over 2, which is the same thing as saying what? 0 over 2. And 0 over 2 is giving us what? 0. Now we want to take the last one, which is what? The tangent of 90 degree. So we have tan 90 degree is equals to sine 90 degree of over cos 90 degree, which is equal to the sine 90 degree we have here is 1 over what is the cos 90 degrees was 0, which is what? Undefined. So tan 90 degree is equals to 1 over 0, which is undefined. We say undefined. We say undefined. Thank you for today's class.